Class is in session. Welcome to Finance University, the only school where the tuition is free and the degree actually pays you back. I'm your Dean of Dollars, and today we're performing a forensic audit on our latest research materials. All right, settle in, because today's lecture, it's a big one.
Now, before we get to any of the fancy solutions or these perfect little theories, we have to get our hands dirty. We've got to understand the sheer scale of the problem we're all facing. You got to know the battlefield before you draw up the battle plan. And let me tell you, the battlefield is a mess.
Just look at this number for a second. 750,000. You know what that is? That's how many families in the U.S. filed for bankruptcy in 2023. And that was a 23% jump from the year before. This isn't just some data point on a spreadsheet. It is a massive cry for help from hundreds of thousands of American households.
Okay, and if that last number didn't quite get your attention, I guarantee this one will. $17 trillion. That's trillion with a T. That was the total U.S. household debt last year. I mean, this balance sheet is messier than a college dorm room after finals week. It really sets the stage for why everyone is so desperately looking for a way out of this.
So what's the textbook answer to all this chaos? Well, academia has given us this mathematically perfect solution. I mean, on paper, it is clean, it's elegant, and it promises to fix everything. It's called the 1/3 rule.
The whole idea is just brilliantly simple. You take all the money you have left after taxes, right? And you just slice it into 3 perfectly equal pieces. That's it. One piece goes to paying off your past, your debts. Another piece goes to building your future, your savings. And the last piece, that's for living right now. It's simple, it's balanced, it seems totally logical.
And if you look at this chart, I mean, come on, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? 1/3 to your past, 1/3 to your future, and 1/3 for today. No complicated percentages, no confusing categories. It's supposed to be this perfectly balanced financial ecosystem, in theory at least.
And this is why it looks so good on paper. Let's put it side by side with the rule you've probably heard of, the 50-30-20 rule. I mean, just look at the stats. The 1/3 rule clears debt way faster, it builds up double the savings, and it slashes your bankruptcy risk. It's not even a fair fight. On paper, the 1/3 rule is the undisputed heavyweight champion of budgets.
So, that brings us to the big, blinking, trillion-dollar question, doesn't it? If we have this mathematically superior, academically proven rule, then why are so many families still going broke? Why are they still falling off a financial cliff? What is this perfect rule missing? And this, my friends, is where reality comes along and completely crashes the party. The problem, as it turns out, is a whole lot messier than any simple budgeting rule can solve. We need to talk about something called the 2-income trap. This is where we have to just totally debunk a huge myth. All those financial gurus, they love to scream, just cut the lattes, stop buying avocado toast, right? But the data shows the problem isn't some crazy epidemic of overspending. The real issue, like this quote says, is that the price of just being middle class has gone through the roof, and at the exact same time, the family's main safety net has completely disappeared. And here's the absolute heart of the issue. A generation ago, most families got by on one income. That meant the other parent was essentially an all-purpose safety net. If the main earner lost their job, that second parent could go out and find one. But today, most families need 2 full-time incomes just to stay afloat. So when a crisis hits, a layoff, a medical emergency, there's nobody left to send into the workforce. That safety net, it's gone.
So this is it. This is the collision point. This is where the beautiful, elegant math of the 1/3 rule just slams head-on into the brutal, messy reality of being a middle-class family today.
And here it is, the real, silent budget killer. It's not the fancy cars, it's not designer clothes. It is a desperate, high-stakes bidding war for something that's supposed to be free. A good education for your kids in a good public school. This one thing has completely warped the entire financial landscape for millions of families. All right, you should be seeing flashing red lights and hearing alarm bells in your head right now, because this is the absolute core of the trap. It goes like this. Families get desperate for good schools, so they bid up home prices to get into those neighborhoods. This locks them into these massive mortgages, which means their fixed costs, mortgage, taxes, insurance, they just explode. Those costs eat up almost all of both incomes, leaving basically nothing for the savings and debt slices of our perfect little pie. The 1/3 rule is broken before you even start. So what gives? The textbook is wrong, reality is terrifying. Is that it? Class dismissed? No, not quite. This is where we get smart. We take the academic theory, we combine it with the real-world problem, and we build an intelligent financial battle plan.
Here's the biggest takeaway of the day. We have to stop looking at the 1/3 rule as some strict budget you have to follow, because for a lot of people, that's literally impossible. Instead, I want you to think of it like a financial MRI. It's a diagnostic tool. It's designed to show you exactly where the pressure is, where the financial bone is broken, and why things aren't working.
So here's your new 3-step plan. First, run the diagnostic on yourself. Calculate your own ratios. Are you 10% on debt, 5% on savings, and 85% on living expenses? You need to know the truth. Second, identify the trap. What is that one gigantic fixed cost? And let's be honest, it's probably your housing that's throwing the whole system out of whack. Just knowing what it is half the battle. And finally, and this is the most important part, you have to prioritize building a new safety net. Since you don't have that backup person ready to go to work, cash becomes your new safety net. That emergency fund is now priority number 1, period.
That's the bell for today, folks. If you want your financial degree to keep paying you back, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to join the student body. To keep the lights on here at the university, check out our affiliate links in the description and the pinned comment. It's the best way to support the channel. Remember, we drop fresh knowledge every Wednesday and Saturday. Class dismissed.